Good morning. Welcome to Jeannie's World. I told you I was going to make some banana pudding, but they're not exactly ready for banana pudding. So I'm going to make something else to feed my critters. I hate critters. And critters I'm talking about are roaches. When you are preparing to rid your home of this nuisance, you need to get rid of your clutter, and you really do need to do some general cleaning. So today I'm using boric acid. I haven't made it in a long time, so it's kind of stale on me, but what I want is 2 cups. I'm using a dry measure. If I get a little bit more than 2 cups, I'm not going to worry about it. Because it's not going to hurt anything. I forgot that I had this boric acid. So I went out and got me a new box, so if this box becomes too difficult, I'll just save it for the laundry. But I never bought it for the laundry. And then, the nice thing about boric acid is it won't hurt your pets. I wouldn't recommend they eat them, but it doesn't hurt them. So a lot of people don't want to put the boric acid because they're afraid of the pets. Okay. I got my 2 cups. So I got 2 cups of boric acid. That's what's going to kill my little friends. But if I just put out my boric acid, they're not going to come eat it. They're no dummies. So what I'm going to do, I got 1 cup of flour. I'm going to add a cup of flour. Flour is very delicious. You don't want to eat it. It's bad for your sugar. It drives your glucose up. I love bread, but I'm giving it up. Now, what's the next thing they love? So, I'm going to come in with a cup of sugar. Everybody on earth, anything loves sugar. Sugar makes the world go round, unless you eat too much of it, and then that's not good for you. So there's my powder. Now, if you want to be really, really creative, you can come in, with an onion. And you can chop it up fine and stick it in there. But I don't do that. I don't know if my roaches like it or not. I always leave it out. Now, so I have 2 cups of boric acid, 1 cup of flour, a 1/2 cup of sugar. Now, everybody knows that vegetable oils are poisonous. And if you don't, you really need to research it. It's a rapeseed oil, and it's rancid, and they deodorize it so you'll eat it. Now, that's my opinion, and that's what I've learned. So I'm going to give some fellas some furniture polish. And that's going to stir it up. And they're going to come eat that oil. And that's about 1/4 of a cup, give or take. And I'm going to stir that up. Now, we're going to add some H2O to make it into cookies. And when you get it to the cookie consistency, you know, even if you didn't add the water and you didn't add the oil and you put it in little cups and they come eat the sugar, they're going to get their feet in the boric acid. And the boric acid is going to dehydrate them. And roaches like to clean themselves. So they'll go home and do their daily bath and they'll die. And as nasty as they are, they like a clean house. So all the other roaches will come and feast upon their friend. And there they die too. Now, I think I got a little too wet, but that's okay because the water will go out. And on my wax paper, I'll form my little cookies. And when it's moist, it'll stick in the corners and it won't fall out. So that is done. And I'm putting it to the side because I don't want to work on that right now. You can take that concoction and you can put it on your fire ants. Your fire ants will definitely love it and they will die too. Now, as for the time frame of the roaches dying in your house, it's a matter of time of how they find it and how much they eat, or when they eat. So that's my second choice for my dear friends. But when I get all the clutter cleaned out of my house, being friends with mouse has caused a lot of clutter. When I came home from hospital, I saw the bugs crawling over my kitchen floor, and I have an apartment on this side and an apartment on this side, so maybe it's me, maybe it's not. But, excuse me, I dropped something. Well, I thought I gathered up everything for my next session. So when you're gathering your tools, you get your knee pads because this is a fun job. This is my favorite. And I'll tell you, you can be rid of your roaches in 1 week with this. I don't like the boric acid that comes with the lure. I like this one. It's gotten hard to find. I used to get it at Dollar General, but it's not in there. So this was 100% boric acid. And I believe this one's 100% boric acid. You can put this one in the blender and make it fine powder if you want. Now, how I use this one is time consuming, because what I'll do is, I don't know what I did with my knee pads. I wanted to do display, but I found them, then I lost them. I transfer my powder into here. Then, I'm not going to do it today because I got a little bit more clutter to show. but I'm not making naan or pudding today. And then I will take my spoon and put on my knee pads, and I will get down on the floor. And I will go in the straight line all around the perimeter of my house. If there's a baseboard, there's a straight line of the boric acid. The boric acid, I guess I should show you, because I'm going to use it anyway. The boric acid is very fine. Don't breathe it. But like I said, it won't hurt your animals, but you don't want to get in your respiratory too strong. And when I finish going all of the baseboards in my house, if there's I don't have roaches in my couch, but I've been to houses where people do have roaches in their house, then I'll go around the sides of the arms and the back, and I'll put it very thick underneath the sofa. Where you just see really great amounts of roaches. You kind of want to go heavy on this. And then when I get into my cabinets, I clean out my cabinets and I do the straight line around the edges. So anywhere these little critters want to crawl, they have to crawl through the boric acid, and the boric acid attaches to their body, and they go home and they clean themselves. They dehydrate and they die. And then friends like, oh, he looks delicious, and so he eats them. And then when you put all your groceries back, everything's organized again. Just wish I hadn't lost my knee pads, because my knees are weak. And if you have, when you crawl around and your knees hurt, get your knee pads, get what you need, because doing the de-roaching with this and doing it my way is time consuming and it's hard. But when you're finished, you should not have a roach in your house after 3 days. If I see one, and I leave it out. I put it thick around the baseboards, and I leave it thick. And leave it for 1 week. Then I sweep it into the baseboards, and then I sweep up the excess. And that way, they have to go through it all the time, and it's not so noticeable anymore. And then after that, I'm doing a video. Told you don't hurry.
I could be done with it already.
No, I'm not. Okay, I lost my train of thought. It's okay. Life is good. Miles taking me to the doctor today. So I think one application is enough, but determining on how infested your house is will determine that, and the thickness. But I came home from the hospital with roaches, but usually I have not had roaches in my house for 40 years. So, but never have I been really next door to anybody. So, like I said, I'll go over the recipe. It works. It doesn't work as good as this. And if you don't want to do this, I always found it. I have a hard time getting the poison come out of the spout. That's why I chose this method. And you can sprinkle it out without all that where you see them. But the best way is knee pads, cup and spoon, and your boric acid, and a little time. And remember, clutter. You don't want them to hide in the clutter. So, and my recommendation for clutter, get rid of the clutter yourself, because somebody does it for you. They're going to get rid of stuff that's not clutter. And I wish you a good day. God bless you.